Alright, welcome to devlog number 2 for Pocket Avery. This is the new scene that I created for the devlogs. Hopefully it looks good. Let me know what you think in the comments. But let's get into it. Today I want to make the title bar. I want to make the title bar that goes just above the game. It's going to be a custom title bar. It's going to have a little pop-out button so you can have pop-out Avery, and custom close button, custom pin button. So let's get into that. Let's get that going. I'm gonna work on that right now. Essentially what I'm doing here is I'm importing the new title bar component into the main part of the game. My first initial thought was to just bring in the entire title bar component and just overlay that on top, but I thought about if I do eventually want players to be able to extend the window, or just resize the window themselves, that has to be more of a fluid title bar. So having one sprite there wasn't really gonna cut it. So you can see eventually we're gonna clip it up and we're gonna chop up the title bar into 3 pieces. We're gonna make like a left, middle, and right part of the title bar in order to get this working. So I have a little bit of struggles going on, a little bit of struggling. Just trying to get things working, trying to figure things out with Flame. And so here we are now exporting each part of the title bar, left, middle, and right, into their own components. So my initial thought was perhaps to use the parallax component, because the way the parallax component works is that you give it a sprite and you set its repeat. Whether you give it like repeat X or repeat Y, it'll just tile the image in that direction that you give it. So I figured if I don't add a velocity to the image, it'll just repeat a static image and it won't move around. So it'll kind of create a good title bar, at least for the middle part of the title bar. But you see that eventually I decided to scrap that idea and I decided to just stretch out the middle part of the title bar component. All right, so here we have the title bar. And you could see how I implemented the stretching. So it stretches pretty fluid, and it still works. You could drag it around with this new custom title bar. And the way I got this to work was that we have a sprite title bar component. So we have this title bar component that extends from the sprite component. And every title bar component, we're passing in the path and we're passing in this title bar sprite. And that's essentially an enumerator for right, middle, or left, so that the component knows which piece of the title bar it's working on. And so when the window is resized, we're going into here, title bar, this on the game resize, and if it's the right part of the title bar, it's anchoring it. Oh, it's not anchoring it, it's positioning it to the right side of the screen, to the top right. And if it's the center part of the sprite, if it's the middle, then it's stretching it to the size. And so we're passing it in here into the title bar left, middle, and right. And the other components that are going to go in here is going to be like the close button, the Avery button that's going to be on the top left, so we can do pop-out mode. And of course, can't forget about Pocket Avery, the title of the game. So I'm starting off here just by exporting and then importing all the title bar buttons into VS Code, just so that way we have them ready to go for when I make each of the components. And we're also importing the title for the game. Just have to adjust the positioning of the title and then give it some spacing for the pop-out mode button, which I'm going to work on first. And each of these buttons are going to be a component. They're all shared components, title bar button component, and they're all going to have a function passed into them. So the actual component doesn't have to determine what button is what button. We're just going to pass in that function while we create the button. The pop-out mode button function is just a function that's going to trigger another function in the game called toggle pop-out mode. And that toggle pop-out mode will essentially take care of sending all the updates to every component that needs to be removed, and then add it again when the pop-out mode is disabled. And here I'm trying to figure out the right position for Avery, because whenever pop-out mode is enabled, she has to go to the top left of the game window, and then, like I said, all the components, they have to be unrendered and then re-rendered again when you right-click Avery to disable pop-out mode. And so here we're positioning her, removing the title bar, and then making sure that all the components are coming back when I disable pop-out mode. Alright, so now we have the pop-out mode working. So here's the game window. Click pop-out mode and she pops out to the corner. And if we right-click it, it goes back to the game. So we're just creating all 3 properties for the remaining 3 buttons, adding them in, and then we're essentially creating more title bar buttons. Just like with the pop-out mode, we're going to create the path and then set a 6.5 margin from the top for each of them. And then we're going to set them all essentially to the window size dot width, and we're going to subtract each of the buttons plus a 10 pixel margin for each. And we're going to add window manager.close, window manager.minimize. So the pin button is a little more difficult because I have to check if the window manager is on top. If it is, then set it to false. If it's not, set it to true. And then we have to change what sprite is being loaded dynamically while you click the button. And then we have to make sure we do that check when the game is launched as well. Alright, so that's pretty much it for all of the buttons on the custom title bar. We have Avery pop-out mode, we have the pinning button, we have minimize, and of course we can close the game. All the buttons are working. Custom menu is finally working. So that's pretty much it for this devlog number 2 for Avery. If you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. If you comment, tell me what you like the most so far. Tell me what you can't wait to see come to the game. There is a Discord server as well. Link in the description down below, as well as clickable links for averythepig.com and patreon.com/KiroWaveGames. Talk to you guys in the Discord. But till the next video, that pretty much wraps it up. Peace out.